चतुर्भुजं प्रसन्नवदनं ध्यायेत् सर्वविघ्नोपशान्तये कूजन्तं राम रामेति मधुरं मधुराक्षरम् आरुह्य कविताशाखां वन्दे वाल्मीकिकोकिलम् आपतापमहत्तारं दातारं सर्वसम्पदां लोकाभिरामं श्रीरामं भूयो भूयो नमाम्यहम् आर्तानामार्तिहन्तारं भीतानां भीतिनाशनं द्विषतां कालदण्डनं रामचन्द्रं नमाम्यहम् मनोज्जवं मारुततुल्यवेगं जितेन्द्रियं बुद्धिमतां वरिष्ठं वादात्मजं वानरयूथमुख्यं श्रीरामदूतं सरसा नमामि चरितं रघुनाथस्य शतकोटिप्रविस्तरम् एकैकमक्षरं पुंसां महापातकनाशनं हरि ओम. See this Samkshepa Ramayanam, what we have seen is, we have covered all the 6 kandas and all. In that we have by and large, they covered the major events and whatever has been given and all. Now we have come to, because we have seen up to the last sloka where Vibhishana has been installed, after Ravana's death, because that has been brought, and we have also seen some of the slokas, how Ravana came for the battle and he has been asked to come the next day, because once he got tired and all those things we have seen. In between, some of the principles that has been enunciated, because the great principle, 16 qualities, what we have seen, the Rama, who any human being, whether he will have, Valmiki has asked. And Narada said, because, well, I think, all these qualities, yes, there seemed to be one person, who was born in the Ishvaku Vamsam, and then he is narrating the entire sort of the Samkshepa Ramayana. All these things are recited by Narada only. So in that, some of the things, because what has been covered in capsule, in between, there are some principles, which has been enunciated in the other kandas, and we have seen up to Kishkinda Kandam, whatever was there. And we have also seen in Yuddha Kandam, some of the important mantras, what we have seen and all. See, in the Yuddha Kandam itself, some of the principles, he enunciates, Rama. It's not only he enunciates as important qualities for human being. Because when you are expressing gratitude, because when Hanuman does everything, because Hanuman, who was Hanuman? Hanuman was in the sort of the scheme. He was with the army of Sugriva. He was a minister of Sugriva. He was an army of Sugriva. He was with Vali and Sugriva, of course, because they had fallen out, and finally Sugriva becomes the king, and he is with him. And his job is to protect, his own people and all. In that process, only he comes across Rama. And then he becomes, because he knows, he has finally found out the ultimate, the power one would be able to meet in their life, like Adhyatma. Finally, the very purpose of the Adhyatma is to know who am I, what am I, and why I am here, because all these purpose we have understood, that is what it is. But we don't have any sort of occasion or sort of the propensity to know who are we. That is how the entire philosophical discourse starts. To know who am I, why we have come, am I this body, and am I to look after this body? Yes, certainly you will have to look after this body. And if this body is this alone I have to do, or what am I to do? All these things, when we do, we have to balance it with so many of our responsibilities also. In that process, we will have to see, the very purpose. Because the purpose of a living is not, because it is not a purposeless living, because as a human being, we are all having a purpose. But when the purpose is a worldly purpose, because we are trying to live for ourselves only. But when we differ, a little bit, from the worldly purpose, when we try to look into the philosophical aspect of our own existence, that is knowing our existence. Because if you see any philosophical concept of our Indian thought, particularly, because the Sanatana Dharma thought, to know what is the purpose, because why we have am I existing, and what is the awareness of existing, and what is this awareness is contributing, for me, and how am I to use that very purpose for which I am existing. All those things comes. Then only, you are able to get into, and then get into the higher noble thoughts and the higher sort of, the elevate yourself from the worldly things and go beyond, transcend beyond that. The transcendental knowledge, which we call the going past the intellect. The intellect tells you how beautifully you can live in this world by discriminating, and how effectively you can live, how smartly you can live. But then how greatly you can live is available only through the intuition. The transcendental thing comes only here. So Rama being, because he is being such a powerful person and who is capable of everything, despite that he has displayed all the qualities. And there are certain instances where he has brought about some of the highest of human thoughts that will be available only when you transcend your intellect and get into your intuition. So when you get into the intuition, what happens? That is how we got all the Shrutis. When we say all the Vedas, Vedas are nothing but the collection of Shrutis. Whether you got Samhita portion, whether you got Brahmana portion, whether you got Aranyaka, or whether it is Upanishad, all are Shrutis. They all say Shrutis, because maybe everything has got a purpose, and everything transcends beyond, what is to be achievable in this world. What is to be achievable in this world is for the common good of everyone. When you do something, it is the entire benefit flows to the entire world and other beings. That is how we are getting elevated, to the higher purpose. This is what exactly is being enunciated in the other philosophy also, in Greek philosophy also, and the Stoicism, one of the greatest philosophy Greek has expounded. And the Stoicism is nothing but, because you are not going to be a loner in this world. You are part of the full system. You are not a cog in the wheel. You have whatever you are going to have is a sort of a chain reaction. And whatever benefit you are getting is not, your own effort, because there are so many other people who are having the effect. You are part of the fountain. You are a drop. You are a water drop in the pot of the fountain. You are that Stoicism philosophy tells like that. It has been well sort of documented by one of the greatest kings of Roman king, who was who has lived in the second BC, because who was considered to be one of the greatest king of the Roman Empire, is Marcus Aurelius Antoninus. He ruled absolutely with the moral code of conduct. He didn't carry anything with him. He lived a simple life, like what we call Janaka as the Raja Rishi. He lived like that because he had the philosophy of Stoicism, with him. The Stoic philosophy is considered to be so great philosophy of the Greek philosophy, and a lot of Romans adopted that. And in fact, he has not kept any of his properties or anything like that. He all written in favor of one of his younger sister, afterwards. He lived a very simple life, as a frugal life, as an emperor. And he was a very powerful emperor. He's not a meek one and all. So likewise, because all the philosophies have got a great people, who have done sort of lived and sort of experienced, these great thoughts. And all these great thoughts have been entrained. In fact, because it is Swami Ranganathananda who was the president of Ramakrishna Mission once, he said, because when you see the Greek philosophy or Indian philosophy, and because in Alexander the Great, had come here and gone and all, because along with him, the philosophical thoughts have also traveled. That's what, there is a surmise that was also being thought about, because. So likewise, there is a place in Syracuse, in Greek. In the United States, there is a very famous institute called Syracuse University. The Syracuse is named after the place in Greek. That is where, the great, masters, the Roman emperors were all sent there, to understand the philosophical meaning of life. It's not that they will only conquer the land, and they will also conquer and everything and live a lavish life, but they will have to live a meaningful life. That living a meaningful life, you will have to have a great noble thought. And all the noble thoughts will come from the great sort of the scriptures or gospels. And the great scriptures or gospels, like that, in the Ramayana is one of the greatest scriptures. And so is, because there are so many other scriptures in every religion. So is Bible, so is, the Stoistic, it is called the meditation. There is a 10 volume of meditation which has been translated from Roman, and it is all the thoughts of Marcus Aurelius and Antoninus, something like Zoroastrians, because they have also got Zendavesta, which is also like that, because it is a common across. But then, because all these things that has been enshrined in the human form, how a human being can excel and live in this world has been specifically brought about in a document in Ramayana by Valmiki, because of, because we have got, how they have got the idea and how it has been enshrined. And in fact, he has lived in this country, lived in this world. He has set an example. That's how we have seen. So when he has seen, Hanuman, who has been the army of Sugriva, who has come in contact, only when he was on his way to look out, for his wife. When he has done so many things, he has taken so much of a risk, everything and all. Rama expresses to Hanuman in Yuddhakantam, there is a particular verse is there. It is in the first chapter, 13th verse in Yuddhakantam. He feels so grateful to Hanuman because it is not Hanuman. We say, he is the God and Hanuman is his servant, and it's okay. But the God, because what he feels, when you are getting into the exalted thought, given the consciousness or the power that, the living spirit within you, that is also longing to, because to help you and to be with you. That's what has been enshrined. Here, Rama is telling to Hanuman, you have done so much for me. What am I to do in return? See, there is nothing, because when you are doing any good to any humanity, it is God things, you have done it for Him. That is why work is the worship, because then service to mankind is the highest form of spirituality. What Vivekananda, Nana Janasya Shrishushu Karmaha, what we are talking about, all those things are being enshrined in this. So Rama tells Hanuman, Yesha Sadvasva Bhutastha Parishvango Hanumataha, because I just, you have done so much for me. What am I to do? Maya Kalam Imam Prapya, because in this moment I don't have anything in the battlefield. Yesha Sarvasya Bhutasya Parishvango Hanumataha, he could not do anything. I don't have anything. He just gave him an embrace, a friendly and a very sort of a noble embrace to Hanumata. It is called Parishvanga Pattabhishek. The Hanuman gets, the crown, with the divine force envelops him and gives, appreciates, what a great, great service he has done. What is that in return? When the greatest living spirit is going to do it. Maya kalamimam prapit dattastasya mahatmanah. What am I going to do in return for that? This is Rama tells to Hanuman. So this is exemplified. It is not that no one is always, because it is not that when you are doing, you are only going to be servile as a sort of a devotee, but even the devotee becomes sometimes the master. That is why, because we have got every scripture telling Ananyan Chintayanto Mam Yejana Padyupasate. When you are continuously doing Upasate, Paryupasate, Ananyan Chintayanto, only when you are doing, because of how you are remembering, the greatest power, the living spirit, Paramatma, Parabrahma and all, by offering service. Service to whoever, deserves and, to the all in, because without having any sort of a self-interest and self-centered detachment, you are giving it to the world at large. When you are giving it, that is what, he is looking for. Then he comes back and gives it in return. He's waiting to come and give it in return. Exactly as Rama says, what am I going to do? Yesha sarvasva bhutastu parishvango hanumataha maya kalam imam prapya dattastasya mahatmanaha. What I am going to do, that's what he says. And when he was telling, because he is expressing, his gratefulness to everyone, including his brothers also. It's not that, because being a brother, it is their duty, bounden duty, it's okay. But, because is it not, you have also got a duty to your brother. Yes, it is there. Despite that, because the appreciation, not only that, because how you are going to balance your sort of interaction with all around the world, not only with your family and all, your own siblings, how you are going to do that is exemplified by in the same Rama tells Sugriva, it is not only between the brothers, how brothers, one between the others and all, and sons also, because a father may have 5 sons or 4 sons, 6 sons, as the case may be. All the sons may be different, but each one will be different in their own way. They will be trying to serve their father, but you cannot be comparing one with the another. So one will be financially helping, another one will be by offering his services, helping, and someone will be giving the psychological moral support, he will be doing. Everyone is doing that, but you can't be comparing and trying to say, because look, I am doing what others are doing. You cannot be doing all those things. You should not have any thought like that. For that, that is not only the case, and again also, because among the friends, because the friendship is something, not only a friend in need is a friend in deed. Likewise, it is whenever you are in down, because someone comes and lightens up you, and who gives you some sort of a spark in you to go forward. So that is what it is. All these qualities have been brought in a simple couplet. It is in the Yuddhakanda 18th chapter. That is one particular mantra, 15th mantra. It says, "Na sarve bhratastataha bhavanti bharatopamaha." See, in all your brothers can't be, like all brothers are not like Bharata. Bharata, because as I was telling you, the Kamban went to the extent of appreciating even 1,000 Ramas can't equal the one act of Bharata when he said, I am not going to take this. It is not, because how can this happen, in a land, where elder is being respected and he is such a great person and he has to be given anything, and how someone else, even my own mother, how can she do it? He questioned that. न सर्वे भ्रातस्तथा भवन्ति परतोपहमः मत्पिता वा पितृः पित्राः पुत्राः मत्पिता वा पितुः पुत्राः, because all sons are not equal. Each one will be. See, Lakshmana is not talking, to him, but he simply shows by his total devotion. And we have seen in how in certain circumstances, Rama has considered to be his father in terms of concern and comfort which is providing, without bothering about his own comfort. So that shows, how dedicated he is. Shatrughna is another one. He is just waiting there to see all his 4 brothers, what they want. All the other 3 brothers, what they want. He is doing it all, always at beck and command. So all of them are not equal, because they are all, each one has got a different speciality. Sagurto va bhavat vidya. So, like, in the friends also not, because each one will have a different quality. Someone will offer sort of, the show the way. Someone will give you the right ideas. Because, you have, to have all these things. Without that, because life will be a sort of a desert, because it will not be, any longer a life. You will not have the benefit of the life. There will be a nice breeze coming, when you require, and when it is hot, there is some cool breeze will be flowing over, and when you need this, the water will be coming to you. It's all the friends, who are there with you. They are offering all sorts of emotions and feelings, and you will be able to open up. And when you are able to open up, and you lighten up yourself, and you carry yourself easy in this world. So likewise, he gives this great quality. It's not only that, all with the brothers also, it is not that, you should not be comparing, but then, because each brother is a unique in themselves. Each one will be doing, and then, because all the sons may not be equal in serving their parents, each one will be doing it in their own way. And the friends were also like that. He gives that because these are all the things, because very often people carry, with some prejudices and some likes, dislikes which comes. To avoid all these things, Rama tells this to Sugriva. Sugriva said, because he comes and meets him only in Kishkinda Kand and the Pampa Tira, he comes and then afterwards he is suspecting whether he is capable of doing it and all, because initially the suspicion, once it is eliminated, the trust, once it is formed, the trust is unbreakable, solid trust. It will continue forever. So likewise, then the quality, these are all the qualities which a human being has. This is what finally the Ramayana imparts. Like all the great epics, like Bible also has got all the 10 commandments. If you see, each commandment does have a purpose. It has got a parable, because the story behind that, and there are different interpretation because everything is being said by the different masters. Matthew's, because the interpretation is there. Corinthians' interpretations are there. Likewise, Joseph's interpreting. Everything is there. So, like then, what? All said and done, because once he's the power, what he says, once someone surrenders, once someone offers help, once someone says, I am with you, then what is that a person has to do? When a person, you don't have any idea about a person, whether he is sort of already, with you and he is having the same wavelength as yours. Once you found the person is of same wavelength, and even in your, because the journey, once you identify, when your intuition says, it is the trust what I have developed is there. You will have to develop a trust with yourself and your Antaratma, Paramatma on a day-to-day basis. You will have to have unflinching trust, unflinching trust. The trust should be so solid, it cannot be broken any time. You cannot suspect, because perhaps, because that will happen very often, the trust alone will not serve, but then you will have to take action. But along with the trust, when you do it, your action will be certainly be taking you to the right path. This is what Sakrityeva. This is again the 18th chapter, one mantra is this, 33rd mantra in Uttarakhanda. Sakrityeva prannaya tavasmi iti chayachate. If someone comes and surrenders, Sakrita eva prannaya tavasmi iti chayate, I am your person, I am with you, and we will go along, we will sail along all together, or we will drown along all together. When a person says, then you will have to take him and he is surrendered to you. Abhayam sarva bhutebhyo. Whoever it is that, even if it is insentient, because it is with me, I will not leave them. Dadami etat pratam mama. This is what, he says, Rama. Sakrityeva prannaya tavasmi iti chachati yachate. Abhayam sarva bhutebhyo dadami etat pratam mama. That is my resolution. That is my determination. I will just stand by that. I will not leave any person, to in a lurch. Once he says, if it that, because how, because will you be able to do even your enemy? Because that is what the question that will arise. So if some more enemy also comes and surrenders, and he will say, he may not be really meaning it. Will you be able to do that? For that, Rama says, that is during his discussion with Sugriva, Anayenam iti shreshta dattamasya bhayam maya. Whoever says, irrespective of the fact, Vibhishanam va Sugriva, whether Sugriva himself says, whether you or Vibhishana, Yati va Ravana swayam, even Ravana comes now, because he's telling, because at the battlefield when he's about to be killed, even if when he comes, may comes.
Your audio is not coming.
So he says, because there is no question, even if he is an enemy, even at this point of time, if Ravana comes, I will just give it to him. This is just before offering Saranagati to Vibhishana. This is what he says. This great quality, assuming if Ravana has surrendered, perhaps, because the entire thing would have been a different. Of course, he would not have, because the story is like, we know what has happened and all. But the possibility is there, that's what. what, but he says as a human quality and as a the highest elevated human being, who has got the liberation, who doesn't have a likes and dislike, who is above all. See, lot of people, have talked about, because the Shankaracharya, in a very pejorative manner, even all of them in some occasion or other went in front of the Shankaracharya when Mahaparival was there. He has treated them with the same kindness and compassion. And he is not, because he knows, because the human mind can churn out, because anything and all, it's a product of the mind. Because when the mind is, when you transcend the mind, when transcend that, and once you get it, then you find, your real, because who you are, your real Swarupa is available to you. Therefore, you should not take that into account. That is, that greatness, will not come even. Because people have written so much about them, and finally they have gone there and they had to meet them in some other circumstances. All of them have become converts, or all of them have become, they have understood their folly, and they have also, because reformed themselves. That is the great. Even it happens, to amongst a lot of, a lot of people talk about, some of the great masters, very ill of them, and they write and all. But finally, when they meet, well, I carried all these things, because this is what, what written about and all. Because you have not seen for anything yourself. That's why in Tamil there is a proverb: "Kannal பார்ப்பதும் பொய், காதால் கேட்பதும் பொய், தீர விசாரிப்பதே மெய்." What தீர விசாரிப்பதே? By your own internal reflections, internal understanding, first-hand experience. That is what is required. Till then, you should not go by someone telling he is bad, he is good, he is trying to take you for granted. Not all these things, because we should not be falling into all these traps. Because these are all the imputations what people think, with their own. Just a minute, I will have this. So we should not be carrying, our own ideas, and we should not be sort of wallowing into that. This is what, all the great masters have said, and including Western philosophy also says that. But Western philosophy goes by logic. It gives a lot of importance to the logic, but the logic will not take you to the right decision. That has been found to be true even in Western philosophy once they go beyond whatever is the worldly experience and the logic involved in that. In fact, because there is Wittgenstein, because one greatest philosopher, he has written some Tractacus Logico-Philosophicus, because very famous book he has written. It has got 500 plus aphorisms on questions, as to language, because how you communicate and all those things, it is talking about that. He's talking about how the logic and how the language, is carrying, one's personality, how one is able to inquire into that and all. So that gives, finally the analysis. Finally, it also says that the logic will not always take to the right decision. But logic is essential for human being to live, so that to discriminate to some extent. Beyond that, when you are not able to understand, when the logic will not be able to you, it is the intuition. The importance of intuition is more enshrined in our philosophy than in the Western philosophies. That is why the scientists also they agree the Indian philosophy has got the great component of intuition, by which only the greatest achievements of all the scientific achievements have taken place. Without intuition, could not have taken place. If you go by the logical analysis, most of them would not have embarked upon certain, because the discoveries and all, what otherwise would have been possible. And then he when he says once he said, even Ravanam, I will give it in the sense, you have got, the ability to forgive what he has done. He has cheated and he has done everything and all. As a human being, Rama is still a human being. It's not that, because even though he has taken, all the, he has taken, all the powers and other things, his emotions are still being that of a human being. That's why, he goes on narrating all these things, discussing with the Sugriva and all. In fact, we will also see he himself has a doubt, who is he? As we are trying to find who are we, Rama is also trying to find who is he. So this is where, the inquiry, even the Paramatma in the form of a human being, he also inquires into who is he. He is asking this question. This also comes and we will be seeing that and all. And when everything happens, when finally Mandodari always used to think that Ravana is invincible. He can't be, because she knows, because only a human being can kill him, but no human being has the capacity to kill him. That's what she believed for a long while. But Ravana was finally killed. Then she understands. When Valmiki doesn't say explicitly in any of the verses, he is the Paramatma, he is the Avatara and all. Only we said, because only three people know. One is Sumitra, who knows, being Kosala, Kaushalya, she knows, being the mother. Sumitra, she knows. Sabari knows. And then Sabari has identified, when she has gone there and all. Once his death takes place, she rings the bell for Mandodari. She feels it is not, but when she is, wailing, over the body of Rama, she says, Manusham Vapurastaya Vishnu Satya Parakramaha. Manusham Vapurastaya Vishnu, because he cannot be a human being itself. He must be Vishnu himself. Vishnu Satya Parakramaha. Sarvehe Parivruto Devar Vanaratnu Upagataihi. Because all the Devas must have come as the Vanaras to be in his company. That's how Manusham Vapurastaya Vishnu Satya Parakramaha. Sarve Parivruto Devai Vanaratma Upagataihi. Because without that, they would not have happened. She knows that, but she is also, in a way, because he has proved, he can only be taken by someone like Vishnu. Otherwise, he has had his life, and she also knows what are all the he has fallen for his lust. Finally, he had to go. But how he had to go, she also doesn't know. But finally, when she comes to know, it is Vishnu in his hand she has gone. She also knows, because finally it is the Paramatma who has done it. So to that extent, because she is also felt obliged, because whatever he desires happens. So the Mandodari is also a great lady, I think, because in the sense, her qualities are enshrined in Yuddhakandam also. In it is being said in few words, and in Sundarakandam also the Mandodari's qualities are being highlighted by Hanuman. And Kamban has taken Mandodari to a level, and because she is such a graceful lady, she has withstood all the sort of unwanted actions of Ravana, but still she wanted to be his company to see. Finally, he will find some redemption out of that. And then Sita, when we have heard how Rama was feeling obliged, he couldn't do anything. He only offers embrace, Parishvanga Pattabhishekam. I couldn't offer you. What am I going to do in return for you? He just gave a very fine embrace. When finally you are enveloped by the highest power in this world, Parabrahman, that is the highest one would get, because he gets it. That is all the human beings, like through Hanuman, we will have to finally get that particular glimpse, the particular, we are able to get the apprehension of this, the great power. That is what it indicates. Similarly, Sita, she is also, because when she was all alone, She was only having a hope, someday he will come and because she was in the form of a human being. When he came and he assuaged her feelings, he gave her a hope, and not only that, he just propelled her confidence. And when it will happen, finally, she was looking for the day, when it has to happen, it happened. Then she says, Nahi Pasyami, she is telling to Hanuman, because after this entire thing is over, Nahi Pasyami Sadarsham Chintayanti Plavangama. I'm in a thought. What am I to do? What is that is possible for me to do in return? Mat priyakana kasyeha na pritya binandanam. I will not be able to do because na pashyami sadarsham chintayanti plavangama. Mat priyakyana kasyaihi. Because what I will be able to do, what will make you, sort of a happy. Tava pratyabhinandanam. What am I doing? I can't do anything and all. She is just wondering. But we will see, what she will be offering in the Pattabhishekam. Because how, because even the greatest powers may be, how they feel, the gratitude, how to give it back. It shows, because when you are having a full faith in the ultimate power and the Mula Prakriti, they will not leave you. They want to give you something and all. Once you have such an unassailable faith in you, faith in them and do it, you don't need anyone's help. After all, what we think, we need the human help or the powers that be, they can be helpful. But we forget about, because who is there waiting to help us? We are not able to seek his help. He gives you the right thing at the right moment. When you are having an affliction, he takes you to the right hospital. He takes you to the right surgeon. He takes you to the right diagnosis. Everything happens, because all these things happen doesn't like that, because you have a faith in it happens. And it has a purpose, because if there is a purpose, is going to be served, because the person has to be here. He has got a great purpose to serve, and that is what it happens. So this is what exactly enshrined. This is not to lose hope at any point of time, to have a constant faith. That is what Sarvadharman Paritachya Mamekam Sharanam Vraja, what Gita says. Same thing, has been said in a different form in Ramayana. In the real circumstances where they have to face and in the battlefield. So when it all happens, when we have seen with then we have seen how Rajavamshan, Satagunan, because I am just reading the mantra number 95, 94, sorry, 96 in fact, it is 96. Rajavamshan, Satagunan, Stapayishyati Ragavaha, Chatur Varnachalokosmin, Sve Sve Dharmaniyotsheti. When finally, he took over, because after Ramarajya, what has happened, everyone they don't have to worry about, because they are going to be taken care of, the highest power. How this is the highest power, how they have got this belief. He has come back, because he was to be crowned, because he even took, couldn't go through the process of coronation. He had to leave this entire thing. Finally, his brother has taken it, and that too is ruling from Nandigram, and that too taking his padukas, as the sort of in the as a regent, under whom is that paduka is governing. He is only doing as sort of on the order of the regent. He is doing it. Now with that, because he has come back, now we don't have to worry. Now finally we have got the power. Who is going to take care of all of us? How that, because the greatest faith and all, they have got, because they know by instinct they feel, the emotion they feel, the vibration they feel. Rama himself, want to know, because he was wondering, as all of us are trying to find who am I, why I am here, what is the great purpose I am doing. Rama, being a human being, he also has this query. In the chapter 117 Sarga of Yuddhakantam, when entire, because finally Ravana is killed and the entire the Devas are celebrating, all the three worlds are celebrating, all is including, his father appears on the firmament, gives him the blessings. When all of them are there, because he's asking Brahma, Rama is asking Brahma, because he's in the Naravatara, Manushavatara. Atmanam Manusham Manye Ramam Dasaradatmajam. He says Brahma, he is asking Brahma, Rama is asking, Atmanam Manusham Manye Ramam Dasaratatmajam. So I am here as the Dasarata's son, as a human being. Atmanam, who am I? Yoham yasya yada chaham Bhagavan tat abravit. Yoham yasya yada yadaschaham. Yoham yasya yadaschaham. Who am I really? I'm here, I have gone through all those things and I am doing all these things. Because once he has gone into, he has totally been part of the entire human form, human emotions, human thoughts. What is that? Why he's asking Brahma. Brahma is supposed to be his own creation, Vishnu's creation, because he's coming from his nabi. He is asking because he's in the human form. It's not only for him, it is for the entire world to know. The entire, because all the three lok, because everyone has to understand how yata yata hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata abhyuktanam adharmasya sujatmanam mahamyaham. You will take the avatara whenever there is a dharma is going down, because that to show that only, is asking. And for that Brahma tells in return, Aksharam Brahma Satyam cha Madhye cha Antacharagava. Aksharam Brahma Satyam. Aksharam in the sense, Aksharam always relates to Paramatma. It is a Param Brahma. It is the Brahman is used by Akshara. Every letter is, because is denoting the Akshara is the one, because he's Adhyakshara. He is the highest. So it is being denoted by Adhyakshara in the scriptures. Adhyakshara. Aksharam Brahma Satyam. Satyam is Satyam Param Dhimahi. I said, because this is what the words written in Vyasaguha. Satyam Param Dhimahi. That's the ultimate truth. The who is all of us, because ultimate truth for us, it's a work in progress. Till such time we find those who had a glimpse of it, the glance of those who have got even a flash of it. Param Dhimahi. That is the one highest to be celebrated. In search of truth, in search of eternal truth. That is what it is. Aksharam Brahma Satyam cha Madhye cha Anta. Because there is, you are not, you are Satya, highest truth. You are not the middle, you are not the beginning, you are not the end. You are the entire truth, yourself. Aksharam Brahma Satyam cha Madhye cha Anta cha Raghava. You are that. Lokanam tvam param dharmo vishvakseno chaturbhujah. So because in the Lokanam tvam paro dharma, for entire world, because you are going to be the means, you are going to be the Adhar by which the entire world will live and the human beings will live, or entire insentients will live, the entire creations will live. You are finally the one, you are Nimitta Karana, you are the one. So then Vishvakseno Chaturpujaha, the whole world will be taking you Chaturpujaha, you are the Vishnu. That is what it says. But Rama doesn't immediately don't transform. He takes it, that's all, leaves it. Because it is for the knowledge of everyone. Because he himself, as a human being is incapable. He doesn't want to provide that knowledge because the human limitations are there. Within the human limitation, he wanted to be said by Brahma, who was supposed to be Vishnu's own creation. This is what, this great, having known that the entire people in Ayodhya knows, he is the Aksharam Brahma Satyam. He has come. Once he has come, because he is an avatar, he has taken it for that. That is why he has come here. So then what happens? He is supposed to have ruled the next mantra. You will be able to see it is the 97th mantra. Dasavarsha Sahasrani, Dasavarsha Satani cha Ramo Rajyam Upasitva Brahmalokam Gamishyati. He says, having served the kingdom for Dasavarsha Sahasrani. Dasavarsha Sahasrani is 10,000 years. And Dasavarsha Satani check. Dasavarsha Satani another 1,000, 11,000 years. He is supposed to have 11,000 years. Dasavarsha Sahasrani, Dasavarsha Satani check. It has got two meanings. Basically, what human beings say, Satamanam Bhavati, because that's what we always Shivachasvashma Aisham Arogyam Amida Somanam Mahite Dhanyam Tanam Bahuputralabam Sadasambhasaram Dirgamayu. That is what we bless. What is that Dasavarsha Dirgamayu Satavarsha Sahasrani? Sahasrani in the sense when you are able to see 1,000 moons. 1,000 moons for a human being. For him, it may be 11,100 years. In Treta Yuga, people used to live for so long. But in Kali Yuga, when you want to say 1,000 moon who have seen, then you have got Satabhishek after completing 80 years. 1,000 moon is Dasavarsha Sahasrani. The Sahasrani denotes that. Dasavarsha Satani, Shatamanam Bhavati. When we say Shatamanam Bhavati, we mean only 1,000 moons. 100 years is it's not 100 years is 365 into 100 is 36,500 days. We are not talking about literally that. It is 1,000 moons. That's why even say we say Satabhishekam even when 80 years are crossed. 80 years and all that when exactly that comes 1,000 moons are being he has seen that. But here he is supposed to have lived for 11,000 years. 11,000 years after that because the avatara is over, when everything is there, finally they all because as per the Ramayana they take all of them, the time has come, they all go and take bath one after the other in Sarayu river. From there they vanish. Only Hanuman was left on the banks of Sarayu because he is supposed to be here as a Chiranjeevi, and as Rama in Ramayana is being chanted, when the Rama's principles are being taken, when it goes down, because he is there to remind everyone, and that's how because as long as the entire universe will live, the Hanuman will be here to see that entire precepts of Ramayana is being available to the human being to elevate themselves. It is for the human being to take. It is for because the greatest gift in the birth, if you are able to even recite even any of the Ramayanas, maybe in a small Ramayana, Ekasloki Ramayana also is there. That also you can do that. So once you do that, because what happens, is also Palashruti is there. Idam pavitram papagnam punyam vedasya sammitam yakpatet ramacharitam sarva papaihi pramuchyate. It is like taking bath in the Ganga. Once you recite Ramayana, once you imbibe all these concepts, still, because if your mind will have to be refined, it is going through so many columns in refinery. When the crude oil is being refined, one after the other, eliminating, all the dirt and taking out all the impurities. Finally, it has to be crystal clear, the gas oil, the fuel that has to come out. So that's what it happens. Papagnam punyam vedasya, with that, you become conforming to the greatest thoughts and living in this life. So the teaching of the Vedas always, gets imbibed through you because you have gone through the Ramayana. Ramayana has nothing but, because given all these, the Vedic concepts to you. Whoever reads this legend of Rama will be liberated from all sins, because all the papas will go off and you will get all the liberated in the sense highest elevated mind. You don't have any desires. You don't have any likes, dislikes. Mada Master, everything has gone up. That's why you are liberated. So your liberation will be the ultimate. Edat akyanam ayushyam patan Ramayanam naraha suputra pautraha saganaha pretye swarge mahiyase. It is long life giving in the sense, what is the long life? If you are going to suffer entire thing, it's not a long life. Even if you have a life worth living with all the happiness, that is the longest life. When every moment is a happiness, that's what says. When you have Edat Akyanam Ayushyam Patan Ramayanam Naraga, you will be always in the happy frame of mind, irrespective of the fact. Because everything is going to happen as ordained. Because it is the Deva Sankalpam, Rama Sankalpam, it is going to take. And Hanuman is there to take care of you. He is the one represents your thoughts. When you reach the highest thoughts, Hanuman Chalisa also tells you, if you really read and understand Hanuman Chalisa, it says you the highest form of the thoughts you can get out of that. It is not the siddhis, you will be having all the siddhis and all. Siddhis will be there for who want to demonstrate. For human beings, it is the thought, which is the highest elevated thoughts. Suputra Pautraha Saganaha, because you will be blessed with the families, with the children and grandchildren. Pratye Surge, Pretya Swarge Mahiyate. Finally, you will be reaching the highest liberation, happiness. That is the Swarga. There is no other Swarga other than living happily in this world without any sort of likes and dislikes, and fully, because enjoying every moment of the life in the service of the Almighty by serving the humanity who is by your side. The humanity and the sentience and sentience have been created by Him. You do, you do your service to the flora or fauna or even to the human beings. That is the highest service, and that is the worship. And you have that thought, you will be only in the mode of service. That is what it tells finally. Patan Vivijo Vak Prushap Patam Viso Vak Prusham Dvamayat Patam Vijo Vak Grush Abhat Maviyata Mamiyat. The one who is Dvijo, in the sense, is supposed to be the one who is eligible to recite Vedas and all. Dvijo is normally the people who have the Brahmins, because who are educated, who has done the Vedadhyana. Not that, because we are all Dvijabandhus, Brahmins without Brahminical qualities. What they are talking about Dvijo. Patan Dvijo Vakrasham Mamiyat Shyat Kshatriyo Bhumipat Paditmaviyat, those who are ruling class, because those who are having ruling class in the sense, those who have got the administrative responsibilities, they will all be doing the administration so beautifully across, because you don't have any kingdoms and other things. Vanigyascha Panapalatmivayat, in the sense, those who are in the business and the who are in the trade and other professions, they will also be doing the best, and they will be able to get the benefit out of that, because they will be doing everything, with the moral code of conduct and the rules and regulations of their profession. Janascha Shudropi Mahatmamiyat, because anyone who is on the service class, whoever is serving them, and they will be doing the service with a smile, and they will be getting the best out of that. So by reading this Ramayana, this is everyone is getting the excellence in their speech, action, as their own life, and there is sure there is nothing that's going to be. And this is the sage Narada gives a gist of Ramayana to the sage poet Valmiki. With that, because we have come to the end of Samkshepa Ramayana, this is the 100th mantra. Patan Vijo Vagrisham Maviyat Yeyat Kshatriyo Bhumipadittamiyat Vanigyasya Panya Phalam Mamiyat Janasya Shutro Vimahatmamiyat. See, everyone will get everything best to them. And this is exactly, because he has given everything and all. And with this Samkshepa Ramayanam, it has got the effect of reading the entire Ramayanam and get the benefit out of that. We have embarked upon this Samkshepa Ramayanam. And whenever we recite any Ramayanam, be it Samkshepa Ramayanam or Valmiki Ramayanam or Sundarakandam or Balakandam, at the end of that, finally we recite the Rama Pattabhishekam. Tomorrow, being a Ramanavami, we will be taking the Rama Pattabhishekam. Today, we will be just taking the. We will just give an idea as to, because what are all the rest of the, just to give an idea to, we should know what the Ramayana comprises of, because in various forms and all. It has, we have told, we have got 24,000 mantras. Each 1,000 mantras have got the first akshara of Gayatri, and Gayatri made of 24 aksharas. All the 24 aksharas is made out of the first akshara of every 1,000 mantras. It's not by chronologically like that. There are particular mantras which has been taken and given. And Gayatri Ramayana, because there is a Ramayana which is made of taking only those verses which are giving the Gayatri's first letter in every mantra. For instance, every this is what exactly it says. Shlokena prati sahastram pratame kramat. Every 1000 slokas, the first mantra, because which is having the first letter, that becomes the first letter of the Gayatri. Gayatri aksharam mekekam sthapayamasa vai munihi. Because based on that only Gayatri has come into being. Gayatri for me Gayatri is supposed to have emanated from womb, the Pranava, but that has been enshrined in Valmiki Ramayana in every 1000 slokas. The first sloka what we has given has got the first mantra. Tapasvadhyaya niratam tapasvi vagvitam maram naradam paripapracha Valmiki munipangam takara. The takara is, then that is the first akshara of Gayatri. How is it that Om Tat Savituh Varenyam? Om is the pranama. Takara. Tat Savituh Varenyam. Takara is that one. Tat Savituh Varenyam. Takara is the one which is without any vigna let it happen, and let it give the full bliss when someone recites it. That is Takara. That is what the first mantra what we have recited in the Samkshepa Ramayanam into the Ramayanam also. This is the first mantra of Valmiki Ramayanam also. Tapasva Dhyayaniratam Tapasvi Vagvitam Varam Naradam Paripapracha Valmikir Munipungavam. Likewise, there are other letters are also there, and each one of them have been picked up, because this is the first Balakandam, the first chapter, first mantra. In Balakandam, in 30th chapter, the 24, because every 1000 slokas, it has been taken. Finally, the Gayatri Ramayanam has been formed with the 24 mantras. So if you want to recite as a Gayatri Ramayanam also, you've got an option to recite. So it has also got the effect of reciting the full Ramayana with the Gayatri, because the entire Gayatri Aksharas, 24 Aksharas, it gives the Bhum, Bhuhu, Bhuvaha, Suvaha, and finally the entire bliss of whatever you are reciting every day, the Gayatri, that bliss is also available, and the effect of Ramayana is also available. Likewise, there are various ways in getting the benefit of it. The Samkshepa Ramayanam is one of the one which we have taken up, and Samkshepa Ramayanam is very, very essential, even for the children and even those who want, because the first timer who want to learn Samkshepa Ramayanam is the beginning, and it's the one. Not only that, it is the Ramayana in the entirety. Once you have done with the sincerity, you get all the benefits. With this, we will be completing the Samkshepa Ramayana today, and tomorrow, as a conclusion, we will be taking the select mantras from Rama Pattabhishekam. We will be concluding it tomorrow. With this, we will be closing the session today. Sustiptajaja paripalayantam Yayena margena mahimahim sa gobrahmnebhyo subhamastu nistyam lokah samastah sukhino bhavantu kale varshatu parjanti prithvi satyasalini eshoyam shobhrahito brahmana santu nirbhayaha labhastesham jayastesham kudastesham parajayah yesham indi varashyamo hridayasto janardhanah Ramaya Ramaputraya Ramachandraya Vedase Raghunataya Nathaya Sitaya Patiye Namaha Mangalam Kosalendraya Mahaniya Gunabdiye Chakravarti Tanujaya Sarvomaya Mangalam Vaye Namacha Manasendriye Irma Buddhyatmana Vanushnuto Svabhavad Karomi Yatat Sakalam Parasmai Narayana Yet Thank you. Wonderful. I think we have completed the today's Ashtami. Tomorrow we'll have Rama Pattabhishekam. We will see some important mantras also, and we will see the glory of it. And after that, we will be planning, how we will go about Sutrakantam. Maybe I think the Ekasloki Sutrakantam also I will try to cover first. Right, Ekasloki Sutrakantam. See the meaning of it and what is the even the small sloka how Raghavendra Swami has embedded the entire Sutrakantam. You see that. Thank you.
Thank you. It's a
Oh,
good explanation. Patient I just went through the Gayatri Ramayana 24 slokas. So many.
Why, voice.
Voice not coming.
Unmute pannu, unmute.
Huh? You can't,
Gayatri, yeah, tell me.
you can't read the full Valmiki Ramayanam, but the effect of having read that is brought. No, the
Absolutely.
memory, you also know that, no, Suddha Brahma.
Sundarakandam, I will find a brief one is there, and that we will take it, because to start with we will take it, and afterwards we will take important mantra from 68 chapters are there, sargas are there. We will do that, and maybe I think what we will do, we will find a plan, how to do that. That we will see that. And we will take the like Sundarakandam also. We have got because Samkshepa Sundarakandam is there. We will try to.
Okay.
You see, they have provided all facilities. Irrespective of the fact, it's like a buffet. You have to take it, but you should have a sort of a inclination to take it. So,
You can only take horse to water.
Himself and plan it. Okay.
Sure.
Thank you, Ra.
Tomorrow we will see the Rama Pattabhishekam, and we will concluding with the
Same
Mangalam
time.
also. We will get that.
5:30, right? 5:30, right?
Yeah, 5:30.
Right. Happy Ram Navami to all of you.
Happy Ramanami. Bye bye, sir.
Bye.